for all this has been the Northamptonshire police. They've spent the last 10 years looking at ways of getting value for money. Mark Easton has been to one police station the county's police chiefs describe as the police station for the future.
Update, reference your location, the cottage, April...
Weston Favell sounds as if it should be a village in Hardy country. In policing terms, it's a subdivisional donut, a ring of suburban estates around central Northampton, where 165,000 people live and where the county constabulary spends £1 million of its budget. That million buys almost 200 police officers based at this breeze block and brick HQ. The question is whether the citizens of Weston Favell get value for money at the cop shop. PC 765, Martin Thorogood, is not your ordinary beat copper. He is, in the local jargon, one of Weston Favell's walking executives. Like everyone at this station, he's armed with the instructions for turning him into a super-effective policeman. This is known as the Bible by the men and women who serve at Weston Favell Police Station. It's not a guide to the 10 most wanted men in Northamptonshire. It is, in fact, a management plan entitled Policing by Objectives. It applies the language and theories of the commercial boardroom to the police. It has been argued that you can't measure value for money in the police force. This book says you can and you must.
OK, if we can just cover the Sunday now,
Superintendent Phil Vickers is the boss at Weston Favell Police Station and a disciple of policing by objectives. He'd been in the force 10 years when a new chief constable with a new ideology saw him ostensibly born again in his approach to the job.
It's quite commonly referred to by the officers as the revolution of '83, when we totally changed our structure and went forward. And I think absolutely 100% to the better.
What did you do?
We just started to look and to be managers. Instead of being policemen and just looking at a particular problem or just responding to it, we actually now target problems and come up with the results.
Rather than reacting to offences as they occurred, Northamptonshire pioneered a system of measuring its performance against specific targets.
Have you got anything in the car you shouldn't have, Ray? Hey? Nothing at all? Do you mind if I have a quick look? Yeah. All right.
These officers, for instance, are constantly evaluated in terms of crimes solved or hours spent on the beat. They already work the controversial Ottawa shift system, which so worries the Police Federation. Instead of consecutive 8-hour duties, longer overlapping shifts mean sometimes officers can escape the demands of the operations room.
We feel that we've now got 2 shifts on. In the afternoon we can mount proactive operations such as this. I personally feel that the flexible shifts is a must. If we're going to actually police to the requirements of the public, we've got to be flexible. We've got to be prepared to be re-rostered.
Not everyone in the force has been quite so enthusiastic. There was apparently a wave of early retirement parties during the 80s, and even now there are a handful of unreconstructed officers worried about the changes.
I'm not against a flexible shift system. I'm not against Ottawa. But what does concern me is the officers that are actually working Ottawa now are signing away their rights under the police regulations because the Ottawa shift system falls outside police regulations and there's no safeguards been brought in as yet.
I must admit I am tempted a bit. I must admit, yes, it's emergency.
A less controversial change has been civilianisation, post-revolution speak for getting telephonists to answer telephones, thus freeing police officers to tackle crime.
Weston Favell Control, good morning.
Almost 1 in 5 of the staff at Weston Favell aren't in the force at all. With the performance of individual policemen and women constantly measured and assessed, debate at Weston Favell, like the Home Office apparently, is about officers who don't pull their weight. Should people who don't get results get the boot?
Well, you've got to look to efficiency, haven't you, at the end of the day? Clearly there have been what have been
term malingerers in the past, and if that's the case, then, you know, we've got to look ways of getting around that. If disposing with the services of people that aren't doing the job is one of the ways of doing it, then so be it.
And Jakes Williams from the Northamptonshire County
Weston
Council.
Favell's officers are no longer in the police force. Today, it's the police service. The public are customers, and these men's duties include acting effectively as sales reps,